Hello everybody, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening depending on where you are in this amazing world. My name is Donovan Jolly and welcome everybody once again for another amazing video of DIY investing. Layer 1 blockchains are most consistently the very best performing crypto class over each crypto bull run. Going into this next cycle, I've gone ahead and bet the most amount of money that I've ever placed inside of one altcoin before at the coming release of this new crypto. This is something that I believe is going to generate some of the most hype we've ever seen, some of the highest ROIs that we've ever seen, and all of this combined is going to create some of the most life-changing opportunities over this next coming bull run. If you're new and just find this channel, always remember to do me a favor by leaving a like, comment, and subscribing to this channel for more updates. Always remember to click that notification bell so you don't miss out on any of these amazing videos like the one provided for you here. And if you guys are new, just getting into these markets, make sure to go ahead and download my free ebook and beginner's guide to crypto. I made this to help new guys not make the same mistakes that I did when I first got into the markets. It's super easy to lose your money, and I wanted to make this as a guide to keep you guys away from making those same mistakes. So check it out, links are in the description. And with that being said, let's jump right into this amazing video today. Now, the big reason why I believe so heavily into Pulse Chain coming into this next cycle and being one of the very best performing crypto investments you can have is simply because of the fact it is a layer 1 blockchain. What is a layer 1 blockchain? Well, a layer 1 blockchain is pretty much just a smart contract platform. It allows new cryptos to build, create their own cryptos inside, and then launch their own ecosystems, right? Now, obviously, the very first smart contract platform that we ever had would have been Ethereum, and that's why we saw it do so very well in its first cycle. If we're taking a look at this list of top 10 smart contract platforms or layer 1 blockchains, we're going to see a list of Ethereum, Binance Coin, Solana, Avalanche, Cardano, Polkadot, Algorand, Terra, and Near and Cosmos. Terra Luna obviously collapsed. We remember what happened to that. So this is a list that's probably going based off of 2021 numbers. But no need to worry. We're still going to be taking a look at these simply because of the reason what we're looking at today is ROI. I wanted to share with you guys what some of the ROI was for the early adopters or the people that were early investors into some of these layer 1 blockchains. Now keep in mind, guys, all of the opportunity for you that is watching this channel is going to come by you buying inside of the bear market or at least the very early point of the bull cycle. Now, with that being said, there is still opportunity if you don't get in at the exact low, and that's why it comes into a big effect where we dollar cost average over a given period of time. The only way we know how to dollar cost average is if we have specific investments or cryptos that we believe in enough to continue to invest in over a long period of time. For me, I do not see that inside of the market besides Pulse Chain. Now, I wanted to talk about this because what we're going to be looking at, like I stated, is the ROI of the very best performing layer 1 blockchains in crypto. The reason why we're looking at this is because we're going to be comparing it to what we could potentially see coming from Pulse Chain when it launches on the open market. I really believe that Pulse Chain is going to be the best performing layer 1 coming into this next cycle, and there's going to be so much hype around it at the beginning of launch that if we look at what happened in some of the very beginning stages of those layer 1s at the time of what they launched, we could potentially see when the best opportunity of getting into Pulse Chain might be. Should we buy it right at the very beginning of the launch, or should we maybe wait until after a couple months where we might see the price dip after the hype? Let's talk about this. So first off, let's look at what happened with Ethereum at the beginning of its cycle. Ethereum got added to exchanges here at about $2.50. We shot up to $3.50, and then we literally had this giant death candle that came in and dropped us all the way to 70 cents. And then we kind of made lower lows and lower highs until we bottomed here roughly at 40 cents. Now, the ICO price of Ethereum was 40 cents, so we pretty much went all the way back down to the ICO price. Had you have bought all the way back down here at approximately 40 cents, you were looking at a move in price return as far as percent return from the very bottom to the very top of about $1,430. So that's an astronomically high value. If you would have invested $100, you would have literally made $357,000 off of that. So that's just truly insane. And that's why I'm telling you guys, Anybody has $100 for the most part. I mean, some of you guys maybe don't have $100, but I would argue that the vast majority of people watching this channel have $100 that they could throw at the wall and see what happens to it. And that's literally what you would have netted had you have bought Ethereum at the bottom and sold the top. Is it probable that you're going to do that? No. But even if you would have just netted a smaller fraction of that, it's still a huge return that you would have been very thankful for. Now, another one that we could look at would have been Solana. Taking a look at Solana here, we bottomed at about 50 cents, and we rocketed all the way up to about 260 bucks. So not quite as not quite as high as Ethereum was, but it was still a massive move. You still would have managed to make about 519x on your initial investment. And so, nonetheless, that's still a huge ROI from the very beginning to the very top. Now, if we're looking at Avalanche, this one's not nearly as high. This one only peaked at about $145 from maybe $4. So it wasn't quite as big, but you know, you're still looking at about a 40x return right here. And so even though that one's not super big, it was still a decent change. I mean, most people that are watching this channel probably didn't make 40x returns in most of their investments. And so another one that we could look at would actually be Binance Coin. This one pretty much got launched here at about 10 cents. And in its first cycle, we went all the way to $24. And so you're still talking 240x in here type of ROI. And if you would have held going into even that next cycle, you know, you're talking $683 in there. So over 1,000x had you have been willing to buy down in the low and hold for, you know, 4, 5, 6 years in duration. Cardano, same sort of thing. Cardano was one that I was fortunate enough to buy, not all the way down here at the release, but I bought it at 5 cents in the bear market. Would have been right over here. It was actually 4 cents is where I bought it, because I remember it was this support level right here. And so here at about 4 cents was when I got into Cardano, and it ended up going all the way up here to about $3. So I ended up making a pretty massive move inside of that cycle. This was one of those that I just simply bought because I was buying a lot of Ethereum at the time. I thought to myself, well, if Ethereum is a big layer one that I'm concentrating on, I might as well concentrate on a competitor as well. So I bought Cardano, and it ended up being one of those big returning assets inside of my portfolio from the very beginning to the very end of that cycle. By simply buying in the early stage of the bear market or the late stage of the bear market, I ended up making that huge ROI just by being early, and that's all that really matters. Polkadot is another one of those. I bought this before it ever even had the token denomination. I bought it in the IOU. I bought it at $185, and then it had this supply increase, the denomination. So I really don't know exactly where my ROI would have been. I'd have to go back and do the math, because the exchange I bought it on doesn't even exist anymore. But from where I bought it was pretty much at the very beginning of this listing. And where it's listed, it looks somewhere around $2.50 approximately. And this one ended up going all the way up to about $54. And so this one, you know, you're looking at about 50x type returns all the way through. This is another one of those opportunities that had you have just gotten in early, knowing, layer ones are going to be good. I think I should buy a few of these layer ones early. That's all I did. I didn't even know a whole lot about Polkadot besides the fact it was a layer one and that I wanted to be early to it. So that's why I bought it. And this is one that I think is even going to have another cycle that's going to end up performing really well. But these are just many, many examples. Algorand, Uniswap wasn't one, but Near Protocol was. And now Hex. The reason why I want to talk to you guys about Hex was because of how well it performed. If we look at the very beginning of Hex, the low was all the way down here at a small fraction of value I can't even really pronounce. But it ended up doing 10,000x from the very low to the very high. Now Hex wasn't a layer one, but we're talking about Hex because the same guy who created Hex is creating Pulse Chain. I really, really believe in Pulse Chain going into this next cycle because we can look at the history of layer ones. We know that each cycle, generally the outliers of each cycle are going to be a layer one blockchain. And that's what I've seen play out many, many times. Some of my best investments have been layer ones. And one of those investments that I ended up making a decent chunk on was actually Terra Luna. Now, Terra Luna was one that I ended up buying down here at about 32 cents, so I wasn't in at the exact low. And I ended up cashing out a lot here at 20x, and then I cashed out the rest of my portfolio at about 40x. And so this one went much higher than that, even though it collapsed after this point. It still ended up going much higher than this. And so what we're looking at is a very consistent trend of layer 1 blockchains being the very best performing assets of each and every cycle. Now, even though Terra Luna collapsed, we still have Cardano, we still have Binance Coin, we still have Solana, we still have Ethereum. Every single cycle, it's still the same story. It's always these layer 1s that end up doing so astronomically well in value. And so when we look at what Hex did, in comparison, even though Hex wasn't a layer 1, it did 10,000x. So you have all of these people that made life-changing money that sacrificed for Pulse Chain. There's a lot of people that made a lot of money inside of Pulse Chain or into Hex, so they're taking that profit and they've already sacrificed for Pulse Chain. And the creator of Hex and Pulse Chain did that while the price of Hex was clear up here. So the buying power that went into Pulse Chain was greater than it would have been, at the bottom of the bear market had you have launched right down in here. So what we're looking at here, guys, is when the Pulse Chain network goes live, every single person that has Ethereum wallet, so if you guys use MetaMask or if you guys use an Ethereum wallet of some kind, let's say just MetaMask as an example, if you have any tokens in your MetaMask wallet and Pulse Chain goes live, you're literally going to get all of those tokens duplicated onto the Pulse Chain network. So you're going to be able to take all of those free tokens on the Pulse Chain network and you're literally going to be able to convert those into Pulse Chain tokens itself, Pulse tokens. And so even if you guys don't want to buy Pulse Chain, if you just hold tokens inside of a MetaMask wallet, you're still going to be able to get money in the free airdrop. So you don't even have to buy this to participate. You just have to hold tokens in an Ethereum wallet. And so I really believe that all of the hype around this free airdrop is going to send the price of this asset pretty high. Even if the price comes back down, which is inevitable, every single market that gets added to exchanges does have a short-term period where it sells off. And the best example that we can look at of that would be Uniswap, because at the time this was the biggest free airdrop in history. This did 16x at the opening day. Your token doesn't do 16x when you literally just give out the supply because people are dumping on it. It's because of the fact people that got the free tokens were holding them, and then people that missed out were literally going and buying Uniswap tokens because they felt like they missed out. And so the price went up like this. It did 16x at launch. Yes, it pulled back 80%, but this was another one of those examples. Ethereum did the same exact thing pretty much when it got added to the exchanges. It dropped, it made this same little cycle, and if you would have got in here, you would have got in here at pretty much the ground floor. Uniswap, it's the exact same story. It did the exact same pattern that Ethereum did. So what we're doing here is getting in at the beginning of a bull market, the end of a bear market, getting into layer 1s because history has shown us that layer 1s are going to be the best performing cryptos. My top pick is Pulse Chain. I'm concentrating a big bet into that, and I really think people should be giving it a lot of focus. With all of the hype around the fact that this is going to be the biggest free airdrop in human history, happening at the very end of the bear market, the beginning of the bull market, all of that hype is going to cause the price to rise. Even if you guys get an opportunity where the price comes back down, we might not be able to get back in at the very beginning of when it launches. I don't know. I don't know what the launch of it's going to be. I don't know if we drop to new lows, but chances are we won't. With how much hype is around Pulse Chain, I really won't be surprised if what it does is something like this. It makes this massive impulse at the beginning, and then it might sell off after. But where it bottoms at is never going to end up being at the very beginning of the launch price. So for me, I'm betting big. I'm going heavy into it. I think that there's a huge opportunity with the ecosystems at play. And with these layer 1s proving to be the best performing assets and have been my best performing investments of the last cycle, you guys can do what you want. At the end of the day, I really want you guys to be able to make the most money possible. I've shilled a lot of crap on this channel in the last cycle, and I really feel bad about that. And a part of that was just simply because of the fact I have to make new content on this YouTube channel. And people were always asking me to go recommend this coin or go talk about this coin. They would comment and say this, hey, will you do analysis on this coin? And so as I would do all of these things, I might say this looks good or this looks like a good buy. And people would just go blindly buy it and throw all of their money into it. And then when the bear market hits and it drops, everybody's just upset. And at the end of the day, I can't continue to do that on this channel because I don't feel right about doing it. I don't want everybody just to lose money because they don't know how to follow proper advice or they don't know how to trade properly inside of a market. That's not what I'm trying to do. And I'm not trying to just sit here and talk about a million different altcoins because I really don't care about a million different altcoins. I've personally changed my portfolio. I've personally changed how my investment strategy goes. And I'm not really doing a whole lot of trading. I'm really focusing a big bet into these layer ones and specifically Pulse Chain. I have a really high confidence that this thing's going to pay off in a big way. And so even if you only participate in the airdrop, you don't even buy any of this thing, just participate in it to some extent. Because I really feel like it's going to perform well. And so if you've got extra money that you don't care about, you want to risk something, at the end of the day, this isn't investment advice, but this really is an opportunity that I think could pay off in a big way. History has shown us with these layer ones that they really are the best performing assets. So if these end up paying off in that same way and you get in early at that, even $100 could go a long way. Even $100 could really be a life-changing amount of money depending on how well it does. So for that, I'm personally going to bet big. I really have a lot of confidence going into this that this could be huge. And so we might as well give it the attention that it deserves to at least do your own research into this stuff. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching this. Thank you guys so much for supporting this channel. If you found value in this, leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on any of these videos. If you guys want to join the Discord server, download my free ebook. Links are in the description for that. For the people who'd like to sign up for my VIP, follow my video course, or follow the trades that I take. If you guys want to know what picks I'm going to be following in the Pulse Chain ecosystem, all of that's going to get posted inside of my Discord. I might not actually end up talking about that on YouTube. And so if you guys want to get actual advice when I'm getting into that stuff, when I'm getting out of that stuff, new opportunities, airdrops, things of that nature, all of that gets posted into my private Discord. And so you guys are going to need to be following that. Links are in the description for the people who want to sign up on my website. Thank you guys so much for the support. Thank you so much for watching this video. And with that being said, I'll catch you in the next one. As always, peace out.